Listen to it all on the Deportes Radio FC app, brought to you by PNC Bank, Audi, and Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Frauenrath.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a good karma brands radio station.
I know what to do with TYREEK Hill.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
No Theo Dorsey today. Colin Russo filling in. Theo Dorsey's on sabbatical. Christian Cat is on sabbatical. It's Damian Perez and Colin Russo with you for the next 2 hours right here on Theoretically Speaking, ESPN 106.3 from 2 to 4. We're on your radio dial at ESPN 106.3. We're also streaming live, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X right here on ESPN West Palm. Just look it up, and you can catch our full shows there. We're going to pack program. We're going to hear from Christina Costanza at the 3 o'clock hour. We have Russo and Rizzo starting at 4. And a couple football stories to really touch base on, most notably. You know, I was trying to figure out whether the Dolphin fan or the Dolphins generally should exercise moving TYREEK Hill. Is it in their interest? Are they really into doing it? My thinking is that if they traded Jalen Ramsey, and they want, and Jalen Ramsey's easier to trade than TYREEK Hill, they're willing to move TYREEK Hill. TYREEK Hill has been a maybe slight negative, net positive to what the Dolphins have done the last 3 seasons, however long he's been there. And he's been a good player, but his availability is now in question. His age is getting up there. We're sort of waiting to see what breaks first, the Dolphins or TYREEK Hill, in terms of his age, health, the whole thing. And even if his off-field, and we don't know how much of a pain he is off the field. So with all that stuff in the center of it, I'm surprised we haven't talked about it. Maybe people have. I haven't listened. But I think that this is a no-brainer if you wanted to kind of solve this drama. And by solving the drama, I mean get him off the team. And the hard part about trading TYREEK Hill is you got to find a suitor that, number one, wants to take TYREEK Hill, can utilize his services this year, and then on top of that has something to give up. Well, if only there was and you'd also don't want to trade him inter-division. I mean, maybe inter-conference, but not inter-division for sure. So that eliminates some teams. If only there's a place where you could trade him in the other conference. And I'm surprised Moore hasn't, and there's words about whether the Washington Commanders are interested in making trades. But do the Washington Commanders say no if the Dolphins say, hey, we'll give you TYREEK Hill right now for Terry McLaurin and, let's say, a third-round pick? Do the Commanders say no to that? Do they really value a 29-year-old Terry McLaurin that is due for a multi-year extension over a TYREEK Hill under contract? An older TYREEK Hill? If there's one thing that the Commanders haven't necessarily showed fear about, it's about age. They brought in Bobby Wagner. That didn't bother them at all. They brought in Zach Ertz. That didn't bother them at all. Austin Eckler. That didn't bother them at all. It's a team that is sort of surrounded by a bunch of savvy vets who have had long careers. TYREEK Hill is sort of in that demographic. He's sort of in that market. If they really don't want to pay Terry McLaurin the money that he's probably asking for, why don't you get a wide receiver that is probably of higher value and already under contract? And on the flip side, if you're the Miami Dolphins, what does Terry McLaurin offer you? Locker room presence. Iron Man. He doesn't miss games. He hasn't missed a game in 4 years. He's a great player. You could afford to pay him and probably be okay with it because you're not necessarily nickel and diming your way through free agency with your front office. You could afford and allot yourself that contract. I think this is something that the Dolphins should even consider Because there's no way that they're 100% all in happy on Tyreek Hill being involved in that roster. There's no way. 0% chance. I don't care what Mike McDaniel's trying to sell you. I don't care. Tua Tagovailoa told it best. He said our relationship's a work in progress at the beginning of training camp. A candid, honest response when asked about his relationship with Tyreek Hill. Tua said that. And if you could fix that immediately, snap your fingers. You don't have to deal with Tyreek Hill having issues, being problematic with the media, demanding more receptions, calling it, I want to be out of here every 5 seconds when he doesn't have a good game. I think this is a no-brainer. If they're willing to play ball. I think that the Miami Dolphins, it works for both sides. The Dolphins are looking for a little bit of stability, and the Commanders are looking to capitalize on a rookie contract at quarterback, and they're trying to build off of an NFC Championship appearance last season. Now they're turning that Diami Brown, Terry McLaurin wide receiver core into Deebo Samuel and Tyreek Hill. Is there a little bit more risk associated to that? Yes. But is there a lot more upside? Absolutely. That is this to me, if it works, if the financials work, why don't you call for Terry McLaurin? If you have to salary dump or something like that, add that to the conversation. Figure out who's going to pay what. But it's a fairly even enough swap where probably just a pick would nullify the offset. Dolphins would probably be the beneficiary of that. They're giving up the better player. But if the Dolphins are really interested in fixing that locker room, getting a little bit of stability internally, which we haven't necessarily seen them have, why not ship out Tyreek Hill for somebody that doesn't miss games and is an easy person to have around and has seen the worst of it in the NFL? Tyreek Hill has been an available player. The problem is he's a problematic player to have around because if he's not happy or if he's not playing well, regardless of how the team is playing, he's not happy. You saw that in Kansas City. And you saw that again last year when he's saying, I want to be out. I want to be out. I want to be out. About 3-4 times a season, and then backtracking when he plays well and then coming in, coming out. He was a ghost story last year, Tua or not. He was a ghost story. Of course, he had that otherworldly season 2 years ago when the Dolphins had a great year. But 3 years with Miami, is that enough? Dare I say it is. Sell higher. If you think Tyreek Hill is that at 31 years old is going to respond to the level of an elite wide receiver, fine. All right, Dolphins, leave your cards in that basket. But if you wanted to if you're serious about revamping the Dolphins' perception, with all these players coming into the offseason saying that Dolphins locker room, there was no pulse on it. There's no leaders. There's no stability. There's no consistency. Starts with the head coach. It probably trickles down from the general manager and ownership. No vets, no vet presence. People are more worried about Miami than the actual team. Why not go get Terry McLaurin? Not saying he fixes all those problems, but what he does provide is a little bit of stability. A little bit more stability. And Terry McLaurin is obviously he's somebody who's holding out right now, but that's what every player does. Terry McLaurin has been on some bad teams. Bad teams. Can't be much worse than what the Dolphins have to offer right now. I think that makes a lot of sense. Damian Perez, our producer behind the glass today at the City Place Studios. Damian, would you trade Tyreek Hill for Terry McLaurin?
Yeah, Colin, honestly, I think it's a great point. I think if we're looking at it from team needs, you mentioned the Dolphins are getting a great character guy. They're getting leadership. They're getting reliability. He hasn't missed a game in, I believe, 3 seasons. And then from a Washington perspective, you're getting a deep ball threat, and you pair that with a quarterback who's great throwing that deep ball. So it makes sense on both sides. And as you were actually giving out your point, I went ahead and looked at the financials. Terry McLaurin's cap hit 25.5 for next season, and Tyreek Hill's 27.7. So there's not much of a difference there either.
Right. And from that perspective, you probably have to extend Terry McLaurin. That's probably the one part about it.
But he wants around DK Metcalf money, so that's looking at $30 million a year. So it's relatively near that 27.7 number that Tyreek is would be for this 2025 season.
And Tyreek Hill is under contract for this season and next. And that base salary, of course, it can be maneuvered and stuff like that. But his cap hit is offloaded. So his cap hit the year after, which will probably fix, is $51 million at the moment as it stands. He's making $30 million next year. All right, well, maybe if you just want to let that contract run its course and then reset after that when he's 32 years old, fine. But if you kind of want to capitalize on Tua's contract, you're going to want to surround, and not just Jalen Waddle, you're going to want to give him something a little bit more than that. I mean, Terry McLaurin, has he shown signs of slowing down? He just had a career year. He's had 13 touchdowns for the first time last year. He played 17 games. He played 17 games the year before, the year before, the year before. 4 years, guys, missed a game. It's 130 targets a game and a division where people hit hard.
And called game in a few of them last year.
Big game play, fine. Got his taste. Maybe he wants to stay. Maybe I know the Commanders want him to stay. But if the Commanders pick up the phone and say, all of a sudden, Tyreek Hill is within reaching distance, Tyreek Hill is a better player than Terry McLaurin is. He's a better player. That's the bottom line.
More explosive.
What I'm asking for is the Dolphins to willingly downgrade in hopes of some stability. It's an honest downgrade. It is. It's an honest downgrade. Tyreek Hill last year had an off year, and he's still at 81 receptions, about 950 yards, and 6 touchdowns. It's not a bad season by any stretch. Bad season for his standards, but that is not a bad season. We're 2 years removed from him having 1,800 yards. He's a better player, but stability, is that worth the player? In my opinion, it is. Because the Dolphins are not devoid of talent. We all know that. They have so much talent. They have too many good players to go around. I would say that this is something that makes the Dolphins better this season. Better. I'm willing to say that. Allows them to spread the ball out a little bit more. It'll open up the offense a little bit. The Dolphins have the tendency, at least I saw, and Tyreek Hill was great last year, or 2023. Don't you get the sense that they try to force feed him? You force feed the guy to please him.
To a point where it kind of becomes predictable.
It becomes a hindrance on the offense. Everybody knew Tyreek Hill was the guy to game plan, and they still tried to go to him, regardless of how open he was or not. With a guy like Terry McLaurin in there, the Commanders had a balanced offense last year. Balanced, all over the place. That worked. The Dolphins try to do that. Of course, Waddle's in and out. They have the A-chain. They have guys who are all over the Jonnu Smith. But Tyreek Hill, he requires more of a...
Jonnu Smith is out of there, actually.
I know, he's out of there, but last year.
Yeah, last year.
He requires more attention offensively. Not just defensively, but offensively. I think that makes a lot of sense. 888-760-3776, the Baptist Health Hotline to get into the program on Theoretically Speaking. As a Dolphin fan, if you're a Dolphin fan, would you trade for Terry McLaurin and a pick today? Tyreek Hill for Terry McLaurin and a pick. I think that's a fair trade. Let's say it's a day 2 pick. Round 3, maybe a round 2, something like that. Would you make that trade? I think I would. Tyreek Hill for Terry McLaurin and a pick. 888-760-3776, number to get into the program. Theoretically Speaking, Damian Perez, Colin Russo. I mean, let's circle back a little bit. Because if they are going to make a move like that, let's say they could. What are the real expectations for the Miami Dolphins this year? What are the real expectations? Are they trying to make the postseason? That's probably the hope, right? Do you agree with that, Damien?
That has to be.
So you're hoping for a postseason berth.
And you're not going to win the division unless you think you're going to be better than the Buffalo Bills.
You're not going to be better than the Buffalo Bills. You're trying to be the second best team in the division, and you're trying to be a playoff attendee. That's the goal. All right. Well, a whole lot of things have to go right, including Tua's health. We all understand that. And they've made efforts to nullify that. You know, Quinn Ewers as a backup, Zach Wilson. They've got guys there. But I think a sense of the Dolphins 3-4 years ago, they went all in on the name. They went all in on, hey, we got Jalen Ramsey in here. We got Calais Campbell, who's a great locker room guy, but Calais Campbell right here. We got Tyreek Hill in at receiver. We picked up the Raheem Mosterts of the world who just came off a huge season with San Francisco. We're picking up big-name guys. It was flashy. It looked good on paper. outside of that year, 2023, where they sort of got unlucky by playing in a tundra, hasn't really amounted to much at all, if anything. If anything, it's been inconsistent. When they're in Miami, they're great. When they're in warm weather, they're great. They don't travel very well. They're not very tough mentally. Doesn't seem like they're cohesive. They've made a lot of changes. They had 12 captains last year. 6 of them are off the team. Does that tell you that's a team that's trying to run it back? No. I would say that this is a team that's sort of looking to rebrand. And the biggest imprint on the previous brand is TYREEK. I would pick up the phone. You're not going to give him to just some willing bad team that's just looking for a big name. You're not doing that. You're only getting him to a contending team. TYREEK, that is. 888-760-3776, the Baptist Health hotline to get into Theoretically Speaking. Would you trade Tyreek Hill for Terry McLaurin? Let's say you get a pick on top of that. Tyreek's a better player than Terry. Just bodies of work. And Tyreek's an available player, too. Tyreek's a better player. He's older, but he's a better player. I'd pick up the phone. If we're looking at that Dolphins schedule, they start at Colts, New England at home is their home opener. Then they got at Bills, Jets at home, at Carolina. That's their first 5 games. 3 of them are on the road. 3 of those are also winnable. 4 of those are winnable. Jets and Patriots at home are both winnable. You'd be lying if you said that Indianapolis Colts game is not winnable because they don't know who's starting a quarterback with Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson. And then you get Carolina week 5. I think Carolina's going to be pretty good, but that's a winnable game. It's not a good home field. That is a doable first 5. If the Dolphins are serious about getting back to the postseason, because Mike McDaniel needs it for his legacy there, and I think that the fan base needs it, the franchise needs it, you got to start fast. If we're worried at 0-2 about Tyreek Hill getting his 10 receptions and he's going to the media saying, well, if the team's not going to be good and I'm not going to get my receptions, I want to trade, then you got to figure this out mid-season. And that totally could happen. Then what? Then you're going to be wishing you traded him now. You'd be wishing you traded him with a guy you could actually plug and play, give him a couple weeks of training camp. That's what I would do. Because Tyreek Hill is a ticking time bomb for asking out. I want out. I want gone. Unless he's having his 1,800 yards and he's satiated in his personal statistics, Tyreek Hill will find something to complain about. Terry McLaurin won't. It's not as good, but he won't. Spread the offense around. They got enough players offensively. Go see if the Commander's willing to do that. Because I'm willing to bet the Commanders are. I don't know if they're so shut the door. Terry McLaurin, I don't know his impact in that locker room. I can't comment on that. I know they love him. They love him in Washington. But in terms of talent, Washington would think they're getting the better end of the deal. But they've never had to deal with Tyreek before. The only one who's been able to nullify it is Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. He's not going back there. And even they wanted to get rid of him. Probably because they didn't want to pay him, but still. I think the Dolphins should ship him out while they got the chance. Because if the ball's in his court, eventually, 7, 8 weeks down the line, and he wants out, you're going to be sitting between a rock and a hard place. And you're not going to know what to do because it's hard to trade somebody with that money in the middle of the season. And then you got somebody making a ruckus on social media and whatever it might be. And then you got the distractions. Then it becomes the Dolphins that we're used to. The Dolphins should have a season where it's quiet. Quiet is good. Stay quiet. We don't need Mike McDaniel doing his Joe Mazzulla impressions, talking about we're another day closer to death at training camp, trying to be some all philosophical Socrates on us. And we don't need players asking in, asking out whenever it pleases them. That's what we don't need. I'm out on Tyreek Hill. I'm out. I don't think the talent is worth the headache. I don't. Because it didn't bother Kansas City, whether he was there or not. And we know how good he is, how dangerous he is, and how he's a threat basically every time he's on the field. But he doesn't impact winning nearly enough to offset the headache that he brings, that he accompanies. Trade tomorrow. Terry McLaurin for Tyreek Hill. Include a pick in that Washington, just a pick. I think both sides. I think both sides accept that. Similar cap hits, the financials work out. The Dolphins would have to extend Terry McLaurin. That's the only reason you do it. All right, sounds good to me. He's played 17 games for 4 straight years. That's just all of a sudden going to change. I think that's a good move. That's Damian Perez. Colin Russo, we're filling in for Theo Dorsey and Christian Cat on Theoretically Speaking. Taking the time out here on the flip side, Liam Cohen, the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, officially announced that Travis Hunter will be playing both ways, wide receiver and defensive back, in Saturday's preseason game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Boynton Beach native Travis Hunter. We'll get into that on the flip side. It's Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli. And
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
The St. Lucie Mets are in the home stretch, and you don't want to miss it. August brings 15 home games to Clover Park, packed with fireworks and fan favorites like $2 beer, hot dogs, soda, and popcorn on select nights. It's affordable, family-friendly fun on the Treasure Coast. And in September, playoff baseball comes to Port St. Lucie. Catch the future stars of the big leagues now. Every game is a new memory waiting to happen. Get tickets and more info at stluciemets.com.
The Unlimited Auto Wash Clubs with 6 locations, perfect for an occasional wash. Or enjoy unlimited inside and out washes starting at just $49.95 a month. UnlimitedAutoWashClub.com. Call 561-WASH-ME-TOO.
Experience the power and prestige of the new 2025 Range Rover Sport P530 Dynamic SE. Now available for lease at just $15.29 a month for 36 months. With $89.95 due at signing, you'll be behind the wheel of true luxury and performance. But hurry, offers like this don't last forever. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and drive the future of sophistication. Land Rover, above and beyond.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
Tired of your sports commentary sounding like it's been crafted by a toaster with a thesaurus? Say no to AI Sports Radio. Hi, this is Evan Cohen, and nothing beats the thrill of hearing a real human fumble their words live on air. Say goodbye to the robotic boredom and hello to the chaos of human error with ESPN 106.3.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
No Theo Dorsey, Colin Russo filling in alongside Damian Perez. It's Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain? You need to see an expert in the field. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care have a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians in leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care have offices conveniently located right here in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by going to baptisthealth.net/ortho. Boynton Beach native, two-way star, potentially in the NFL, definitely in college, Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter has his first game action in the next 2 days. Jacksonville Jaguars are hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers in their first preseason game. And a couple things have come out from the Jaguars training camp. Number one, Trevor Lawrence said that he selfishly hopes that Travis Hunter just chips the offense. It was taken out of context and turned into a media frenzy that Trevor Lawrence does not want him to play both sides. It's not what he said. It's not what he said. But Travis Hunter is set to play both ways, according to head coach Liam Cohen, the new head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, who said that Travis Hunter, in the initial depth chart, by the way, Travis Hunter was viewed as a first stringer in the wide receivers and a second stringer as a cornerback. And I am a Jacksonville Jaguar fan myself, and I could say the corners ahead of him are probably not better than him, or at least some of them. But the plan for Hunter is for the Jaguars to deploy him on both sides in that first preseason game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Damon, I ask you, I have an answer to this, but I want to ask you before I get to it. Would you almost rather him be good at both or great at one?
That's a great question. I mean, because that's really what it comes down to. He's proven that he can do it.
Every NFL star who comments on it is under the Devontae Adams was the most recent one. Every NFL star who comments on it. Travis Kelce said this on his podcast. They're under the impression that he will not be able to, number one, last physically, but he just won't be able to do it.
And that's the thing. I think the physicality in the NFL is just completely different from what you see in college football. So it does come down to either being good at two positions or great at one. And I think in the NFL, he's probably better off being great at one. I'm not opposed to him playing both sides, but if you're going to ask me where he'll be, if he'll either be great at one or good at two, I think there's a higher chance that he'll be great at one than great at both.
If you were a Jaguar fan, what would you rather?
Cornerback. I mean, I think
you would rather him be good a starter. So let's establish this. What is good at both? You're a established starter,
700 yards receiving.
Established player, cornerback 2, wide receiver 2 on both ends.
I think cornerback. I mean, if I'm a Jaguars fan, it has to be quarterback because you mentioned it. That's where the need is. And plus, you got Brian Thomas. You got a few weapons on the offensive side. So if we're looking to really make an impact next year, I think it has to be cornerback. I think he's better at wide receiver. If that makes sense. But from a needs standpoint, I think it has to be quarterback if you are a Jaguars fan.
If you asked me this question back near draft time, if I would have rather draft a player that's great at one position versus like good, not great at both, I probably would have said, get me the player who's great at one position. But now that we're here at this point, based on my perception today, I think I would rather him be good at both. I really would. Not only to shut everybody up about it, but I think for the sake of the possibility, that type of pioneering, I think, is necessary. I don't think it's super replicable. You know, Shohei Ohtani did it in baseball. It's not the same. But Shohei Ohtani did it in baseball, and it's not like people are crawling out of the woodworks that can play both ways. But I think Travis Hunter playing both ways capably and being able to last, I think that would be a testament to the possibilities of the NFL player.
But that's the thing. Just to play devil's advocate here, if you, like you mentioned, pioneer in a sport where we're trying to figure out how to maybe make the lifespan of these careers longer, I feel like that can kind of, put that, the wear and tear of the NFL, it's like no other. Like you can the physicality that you get in the NFL, you can't replicate. So if we're looking at it from a perspective where we're trying to maybe be safer with our players, safer with our investment from an organization standpoint, maybe playing both sides is probably. I mean, I agree. I would love to see him play both sides, but
You're
from a
more-
longevity standpoint, is that what you want?
You're talking about statistically, of course, you play both sides.
And he's not the biggest athlete.
No, but for some reason, he was able to do it in college. He was able to do it at first level at Jackson State. He was able to do it at Colorado. And Colorado doesn't play the competition of what the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to deal with. But do you think it's worth a try?
I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's worth a try. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I think it's definitely worth a try, and I want to see it. I want to see him succeed. But just being realistic, it's tough.
I agree with you in the sense that it's not that realistic, but it can't be done until it's done, right?
Right.
And all of a sudden, if he could prove that, playing 15 games, playing both ways, that would be a marvel.
I mean, there was a similar debate about Lamar Jackson, maybe not to this extent, playing both sides, but there was a heavy debate
about it if he could last.
Right.
His rushing style is not going to last.
And
He's
look at him
going to get
now.
hurt, and he's been playing for this is what, year 8 he's entering?
Yeah.
So and it's a little different. Rushing quarterbacks, this is not necessarily something new, but that was a big argument. That's part of the reason why a Heisman Trophy winner fell down to 32 overall.
From a risk perspective, there's similarities with both situations.
Right. He can't do it. He's not going to be able to last. But for some reason, I've sort of changed my tune. He's sort of inspired confidence in me just off of training camp stuff. He's inspired confidence in me that this is not only worth a try, but I think he will be good at both. I don't think he'll be great at either. I don't. Not this year. Not this year. I don't think he's going to be an elite wide receiver, and I don't think he's going to be an elite corner. But what I do think is I think he'll be capable and playable at both.
So what is the snap percentage, let's say, week 3 of the NFL?
I can't argue. So let's say a wide receiver. He'll be the wide receiver 2. He will be the comfy wide receiver 2. He's better than Diami Brown, and he's better than Parker Washington, who are the wide receiver 3 and 4 for Jacksonville. He's better than those guys. The good news is he's not going to be the most game plan player on offense. That is going to be Brian Thomas. That is going to be Trevor Lawrence. Those two will be more game planned than Travis Hunter. So he's not necessarily operating like he's the targeted player. On defense, it's another story. Whenever he's on the field, he will be tested every single opportunity. Now, the thing about Travis that I think makes him very interesting is if you're going to test him, he almost needs to be beat. Because if he's going to be challenged at the ball with another receiver, he's just as good at making a play on the ball, if not better, than the receiver.
Right. Comes down to athleticism at that point.
That comes down to athleticism and ball skills.
Who's the better athlete?
And he has that. So maybe he shuts that up, because I do think if I had to make a prediction today, I think Travis Hunter will have a couple interceptions and definitely a couple receiving touchdowns. I could say that right now. I don't know if that's enough to get him awards, but I think he will have 2 to 3 interceptions. I will put a prediction on that right now. And I think he'll have a couple receiving touchdowns like any rookie would. I think you're going to see it both ends, barring health, but I think you'll see it. And I guess the interesting part is whether you'd rather him focus up on one and then you're dividing your focus. Is that because he is quite literally dividing his focus. He's got one day in training camp on offense. He's got one day on defense. The other day he played half on offense and then switched to defense mid-practice.
And then you got to keep in mind studying the playbook.
Are you
as well.
stretching him out too thin? There is definitely an argument for that. But until he gives you a reason to bench him, I don't think coaches, I don't think ownership, I don't think fans should be the reason that young man can't try both ways. Try it. I don't think that's fair. I think the fair thing is to give him a rip, and all of a sudden, if we're 4 weeks into the season and he's making plays on both ends of the ball, then what? Because this will save Jacksonville if it happens well. And if this ends, there's a reason they traded the second overall pick to get him. If he can play both ways, it saves him a whole lot of money. It's a financially responsible. You're going to pay him, I don't want to get too far into the future, but if he's a good player, you're going to be paying him, the 30-something odd $1 million for two players.
But you would be paying him wide receiver money as opposed to cornerback.
Yeah. Yep. He'd be an unprecedented case study at contracts. Unprecedented.
This is a first for a lot of things in the NFL.
He'd be an unprecedented case study. This is not Jabril Peppers, doing a little punt return and then coming in defensively and then lining up at fullback. This is not that. This is somebody being a steady mainstay of offense and defensive production. I think you let him play both ways, number one. And number two, if I had to make a preference, I would rather him be good at both than great at one. I agree with you, though. If there was a choice of whether I'd rather him be great at receiver or great at corner, I'd rather him be great at corner. There's less great corners than there are great receivers. Receivers come and go quickly. Corners do not. Corners fizzle out quickly. But that would be my preference. And I think he'll be good at both. I don't think he'll be great at one, definitely not immediately. And I don't know if he'll be the awards consideration for offensive and defensive rookie of the year. But I do think when people say it a little loosely, when you're saying making history, I'd make a prediction that he would. And I give Liam Cohen credit, the Jacksonville Jaguar new head coach, for letting it happen because he's a first-year head coach with a first-year defensive coordinator, with a 29-year-old first-year offensive coordinator, with a first-year general manager.
And a lot of expectations.
The biggest veteran amongst that group is Trevor Lawrence, who was drafted in 2019.
And he was supposed to be, like the most complete
Lawrence has more experience in the NFL than Liam Cohen does. Cohen's been coaching the NFL for about 4 years. Lawrence has more experience in the NFL than he does. That's just how inexperienced that bunch is. And they're willing to take chances. They took a chance trading up to get that pick with the Cleveland Browns, and they're going to take a chance by deploying him both sides of the ball consistently, starting with their first preseason game. But when they play week 1 against Carolina, you will see him on both ends of the ball. Because he's not going to be a second-string corner for long. If he's just not going to, you're not going to see, and I know this because the Jacksonville corners get hurt pretty much like clockwork. And if he is just some sort of unbelievable talent at staying available, staying ready, staying healthy, and staying 100%, do it. And I'd sacrifice his greatness at one end for the capability on both. I wouldn't have said that probably 2 months ago, a month and a half ago. Probably wouldn't have said it then. But the fact that he's able to do it in training camp has changed my tune. You think Jacksonville's going to regret their decision to play him both ways? If you had to make a prediction today, or you think they're going to you think he'll be flipped to one by the end of the year?
That's a great point. I think that also determines on how the season goes. If the season starts out and they're looking like contenders to win that division, maybe towards the end we'll focus on what you can do better. That's proven throughout the first half of the season. But do I think they will regret it? No, absolutely not.
I don't think they will either. I don't think they will either. That's Damian Perez, Colin Russo filling in for Theo Dorsey and Christian Catt, who are on sabbatical, both up north in somewhat of the Midwest East. I think Theo's in Cleveland.
Cleveland and Chicago. I
think Cleveland's the Midwest. Maybe I'm not. I'm saying this. I'm saying this to the wrong audience. I know Mike Rizzo would probably argue it's not.
I actually asked him that earlier today,
and he said
yes.
It's the Midwest.
Yep.
All right. It's in Eastern time. All right. So it's the Midwest. Two guys in the Midwest. They're on sabbatical. 888-760-3776. The Baptist Health Hotline to get into the program on Theoretically Speaking. Would you rather Travis Hunter, if you had him on your team, would you rather him be good at both, wide receiver and corner, or great at one? Which side would you rather if you had opportunity, or if you're a Jaguar fan too? Chime in. Let us know. 888-760-3776, the Baptist Health Hotline to get into the program. Would you rather Travis Hunter be great at one position or good at both? We'll take a timeout, do a little safe bound, get around on the flip side. It's Theoretically Speaking, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Banyan Printing. For 47 years, the trusted partner for all your printing, mailing, and signage needs. And 2025 just brought something big to Banyan. Introducing Banyan's new press. Bigger, faster, and more competitively priced than anything you'll find anywhere in the Palm Beaches. Think variable data postcards, bulk mailings, and high-quality print on stocks up to a 24-point board. Banyan Printing. Visit banyanonline.com and discover how your business's printing materials can get bigger and better.
What if every use of your debit card turns spare change into something meaningful, like growing your savings and supporting local community causes? With Flagler Credit Union's Impact Checking with Everyday Change, your spare change can have big impact. Each transaction can be rounded up to grow your savings and support nonprofits that provide meals, shelter, and essential services locally. Make an impact in your life and in your community. Open your Impact Checking account today. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUCHawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Groom.
Sam, 30 seconds on the clock. The Ford Summer Sales Event.
Great time to buy.
Correct. What do we have amazing deals on this summer?
Ford trucks and SUVs.
Is Ford America's all-time best-selling auto brand?
Let me think. Yeah, it is.
3 for 3.
What do I win?
You get to work at the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Amazing. I think I was gonna do that anyway.
You betcha.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
The weather is heating up and summer is here. Stay cool with EDS air conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
No Theo Dorsey, Colin Russo filling in for him on Theoretically Speaking, ESPN 106.3. No Christian Cat either. We got Damian Perez helping us out behind the glass. We're at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach, streaming live. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X at ESPN West Palm. Just about a week and a half ago, Theo Dorsey and Christian Cat did their first debut as stand-up comics over courtesy of our friends at Bob Carter's Actors Rep. Theo and Christian actually did a halfway decent job, both fronts. Christian was a little bit more prepared. Theo prepared about 2 hours before. Christian had a set list basically for 6 months prior heading into it. And they both did a halfway decent job, both within a 10-minute stand-up comic set in front of about 25, 30 people. Not an easy spot. They both did a good job. Damien, you didn't see that, by the way, huh?
I did not, but I heard only great things.
All right, great. All right.
Good things.
Good things.
More about C-Cat than Theo, but that's neither here nor there.
I think
but
C-Cat probably had the more memorable set than Theo did. But yes.
I mean, he was more prepared. He was more
edgy, too. He was.
And he warned us he was going to be going
He walked the line. Yep. He did walk the line.
But that's what makes comedy good, I would say.
Comedy's the ultimate. Leave the ego at the door. Leave it at the door.
Absolutely.
What stays in here, what stays in the dojo.
It's your chance.
What happens
to
in the dojo stays in the dojo.
It's the one chance to kind of.
Would you ever give it that a rip?
No.
Never?
I can't.
Nothing like that?
No, I just can't do the live shows in front of people. The
Do
lights.
you like going to comedy? Have you been to good
Yeah,
comedy shows?
I would definitely go. I wouldn't perform it. No.
I think I want to try that one of these days. Bob Carter's Actors Rep. For more than 40 years, Actors Rep has been the creative home for bold storytelling, transformative arts education, and local talent right here in West Palm Beach. This beloved nonprofit theater is in urgent need of our help. They're raising up to $40,000 to keep that stage alive, keep the curtains drawing for generations to come. You can donate today at GoFundMe.com/SaveActorsRep. That's GoFundMe.com/SaveActorsRep to go donate today. All right, Damien, I feel like traveling. What do you say? Let's do a little Safebound Get Around.
The Safebound Get Around is brought to you by Safebound Moving and Storage, South Florida's most trusted moving company. You're safe with Safebound.
So the Get Around, presented by Safebound Moving and Storage. Damian Perez will be our pilot. He will take us destination to destination around the sports stories throughout the United States today. Damian Perez, our pilot. Take us away. Where are we going?
Next stop.
First stop is Houston, Texas, where former Eagles cornerback C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who was traded to the Texans this offseason, was carted off from practice today. Reports indicate that it was a serious leg injury. MRI is the next step. What does this mean for the Texas playoff chances?
You know, the funny part is he's left teams before, and they really haven't necessarily wavered. The Lions, the Eagles. He's been a good player for them, a capable player with them, but he seems like more of a headache than he is. I mean, he's a good player. There's no doubt about that. But he's known for his antics. That's what he's known for. Has it hurt their playoff chances? No. Because their playoff chances rely on that offense and that offensive line specifically to keep that quarterback healthy. If they keep that quarterback, they have enough defensive talent. They Will Anderson and Derek Stingley there. They got plenty of talent. But the key to that team will be, can that offensive line protect C.J. Stroud? If they could do that in a very takeable division, they will be right back where they left off in the postseason. Where are we going next?
Next stop.
Tampa Bay, Florida, where Baker Mayfield shared his thoughts about just how severe it would have been if they actually banned bath salts. Let's take a listen to what Baker Mayfield had to say.
Who in the NFL is going to be most affected by this?
I'm going to be severely affected, to be honest with you.
What's going to replace smelling salts? Because now that's all I'm going to be worried about for the next 6
more
months.
headbutts.
Colin, I ask you, what do you depend on to get you hyped up before a show, before an athletic, before you run a marathon?
You know, this got shut down. Still remains to be seen. Maybe Christina Costanza comes in with a big surprise. But I wanted to do smelling salts before the show today. I wanted to. You've never tried it?
I have not. I was going to ask you, have you ever tried them? So, okay.
I have tried smelling salts. And it is something. It's totally worth trying once. You know, so to give a little bit of background, so what smelling salts all are, it's like this concentrated ammonia. And when you smell it, it psychs you up. It's like a 5 or 10 second rush of you just got to crack it and give it like a half of a whiff through your nose. And it clears out your sinuses, and it just kind of you shake yourself awake. Whoa, woo, wow!
It's like a kickstart almost.
Almost is like a kickstart. Football players love it. So what the NFL did is there was a miscommunication that it was banned amongst the NFL teams, and players use it consistently. But the NFL's reasoning for this was smelling salts can actually mask the effects of a concussion.
Correct.
And I could see it. Having tried it, I could see it. But, and so what Baker Mayfield was trying to say is like, this is him, George Kittle, Levante David, a bunch of NFL players expressed their displeasure. We don't know what we're going to do. So what the NFL Players Association did is they reached out to all the players saying, hey, it's not completely banned from use. You just have to bring your own. The NFL teams will no longer provide smelling salts to its players just to save themselves from the liability with the concussions and all the brain damage and everything like that. So that's basically the lowdown on how that happened. But for smelling salts, it's such a bizarre concept because it almost seems like a drug. It's almost like perceived as a drug, but maybe it's not. You literally, you get this little pill-sized
It's like
capsule.
aromatherapy almost.
It's this pill-sized capsule.
It's like smelling lavender.
And there's no smell to it. So it's just in your hand. There's no smell.
Interesting.
And then you just got to break it, similar to like breaking apart a chocolate bar. And it's at least, it's been years, but it like soaks up red. And then you give it a whiff. And it lasts for maybe 20 seconds. 25 seconds. Now, the real kicker, and I never tried this, but I've seen it, is like a case of ammonia in like a little pill container. And you could get that too. And you just got to shake that up, and it's like constant smelling salts. And
does it burn your nostril at all?
Yeah, a little bit. It doesn't like burn. I don't even know how to describe it.
Like a tingle.
I wish we had some. We got shut down by that. Apparently, that's a no-go. I don't know if that's an HR thing. I don't know about that. I think that should be outlawed. I think that outlaw should be reversed. Excuse me.
Put an appeal in.
I was down to try it on air. It's been a year. It's been years. I haven't done it since college. Tried it once. Fun. It's interesting. But to get me fired up, if I don't have smelling salts available, you got to psych yourself up somehow, right? These players, what do? They I've seen the players. You've seen the players without helmets on.
George Kittle. Every drive.
Even like without some football players, they have no helmet on and they're headbutting their teammates with the helmets on. Have you ever seen this?
Yes.
It happens at like college levels, and these guys are basically severely injured because they're just trying to psych themselves up. If anything, you're avoiding all of that. Hey, they got the smelling salt. All right, these guys are all psyched up. You don't need to juice them up. They don't need to hit each other. They don't need to, jump all over the walls. They don't need to do that. In comparison to some of the stuff the guys did in the 90s, Lawrence Taylor, oh my God. Smelling salts is nothing comparatively to that. But that's why I'd be interested to see. I think smelling salt should be more normalized. I really do.
What are the reports, though? Like, is there long-term health effects?
I think it's only because of they mask effects in the short term of concussions. If you are dizzy, if you're showing symptoms and you take a smelling salt, it wires you to a point where you're no longer exhibiting symptoms
and
of
you
a
can
concussion.
probably beat the concussion test
Which is probably what it is. And what Baker said earlier in that interview with Kay Adams at his training camp was, well, they were nervous that guys who are knocked unconscious, smelling salts can wake you up. You just put it under their nose and they breathe it and it kind of like psychs you awake. He goes, well, Baker went on to say about, oh, well, hold on, that might mask a concussion symptom, but if you're knocked out in the NFL game anyway, you have to come out of the game.
Right.
But to fight back any concussion symptom, even if you're dizzy, a smelling salt will probably wire you to the point where you could probably pass the test. In that horrifying blue tent that comes out in NFL sidelines. I think it should be more normalized. I think it should be in college classrooms. I don't think before an exam. That would wire me. I wish I had it for my SATs. I would have went to Duke.
Do you think that can possibly put you maybe you're so amped up that it kind of turns into anxiety or like nerves?
Because it's such short term.
Before a test?
It's such short term. It's not like it's a hyper-focused drug like an Adderall or something. It's not like that. It's just something that it wakes you up. It's a comparison to some of the energy drinks that are out there, which are essentially which could fuel a rocket ship if you got enough of it. And in comparison to that, and we're drawing the line at smelling salts, really?
It's a great point.
It's a little hypocritical, no? Come on. Get it in classrooms of 18 plus, of course, in college classrooms. Get it I'm sure the fire station has some. The firemen, I'm sure they have some. Are you kidding me? Jack them up. Should be at sports radio stations. ESPN West Palm should have some right when you walk in. Productivity would explode. I think, come on. What other sport needs a
think you're
smelling
onto
salt?
something.
What other sport needs a
The
smelling
first
salt?
one that comes to mind is the NHL, and I'm sure they use it a lot.
I'm sure they use it a lot. Those guys don't need it though. Oh, the Florida Panthers, those guys are psychos.
When we're talking about need, who do you think?
Where would I like to see it, or where would I think it would be most used? I think where I'd like to see it, I'd love to see a golfer before a tee shot, smelling salt, rocket one in between the fairway. I think that'd be interesting.
That's a great one.
Golf should
Great
do
option.
it. And
what about tennis?
Tennis is such a
You know,
long.
Djokovic has that one drink that kind of just brings them back to life.
Yeah, but he's drinking like, banana water or something like that. Or some concoction of all fruits and vegetables.
But it works.
I don't know. It looks like it does. I mean, he's somebody who's taking care of his body. But you're right. If Djokovic is on like a rut of a set and he's falling behind and he just rips a smelling salt in front of everybody in like a classy environment like Wimbledon, sign me up.
I got the
that would be a
perfect
ball
situation for you, Colin, because I know this. We watched this game here in studio. The Sinner versus Alcaraz when he had the match point, and Alcaraz won that point. That
You're
was
talking
a
about the French
perfect-
Open final.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was the perfect situation where if Sinner maybe went back to his bench, regrouped himself, took a hit of the bath salt, probably would have been different.
So bath salts and smelling salts are different.
Sorry, excuse me.
The smelling
salts.
You're right. Maybe they do and we don't notice, but if he did, and it's sort of like, it's frowned upon. It'd be hilarious in such a classy environment like a tennis match for these guys just to rip a bath salt in front of everybody. Because the tennis
Smelling
fans...
salt, smelling salt.
The smelling salt. Wow. Thanks, Damien. Rip a smelling salt in front of everybody. Because the tennis players are front and center. And the thing is about a smelling salt is when you give it a whip, you almost have to make like a vocal noise. You almost have to be like, woo!
Like a reaction almost.
Woohoo! You almost have to give one of those. Or is it ooh, ooh? You have to move your head away, reactionary from the smelling salt because it's so strong. And seeing that at Wimbledon or the Masters would be golden. Would be awesome. I think that'd be a hilarious before a tie break in a tennis match or a playoff hole. Oh, you kidding me?
Or right after you break a set.
That would rile everybody up. That would rile up everybody in the crowd. We should standardize it in standardized testing in schools. Give everybody the option to get, when they're having a big college exam, they should be able to do smelling salts. They should be able to lock themselves before driver's tests. I don't know if it's maybe you can only get it if you're 18 plus. I don't know the rules with that.
It has to be 18 plus.
Maybe.
That'd be irresponsible.
We'll find that out. But hey, if you're an adult taking a driver's test, that would lock you in. It's the ultimate focus. Damien, do we have anywhere else on the itinerary?
We actually have two more stops.
Let's do it.
Next stop.
We're staying here in Florida, but we're actually going to Jacksonville, Florida, where Liam Cohen said that Travis Hunter will be lining up at both wide receiver and cornerback in the first preseason game against the Steelers on Saturday. Do you prefer him to be great at one position or good at both?
I'd rather him to be good at both, and I changed my opinion about it from a couple months ago. I would rather Travis Hunter be good at corner, good at receiver, comparatively to great at one of them. I would rather him shut up everybody, all the other NFL players who don't think it's possible, and I'd rather him sort of put a sock in it and show people that he can, and I'd willing to risk productivity on one end of the ball in favor of that. If he is a good player at both, it is more value to a team than great at one. Because if you have a stable, capable player at corner and receiver, important positions, not only is it headlines, not only is it buzz, entertainment, but the financial implications are that much better. I think my opinion as a Jaguar fan, I'd rather him be good at both. That's what I think is going to happen. I think he'll be good at both. I don't think he'll be great at one. That would be my takeaway. Where are we going after this?
Perfect. And our last stop will be Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where the Brewers stay red hot, winning 8 in a row and earning the best record in the MLB. Are you buying what the Brewers are selling this season?
Every fiber of my being is saying that this is a classic Milwaukee Brewer team. Every fiber of my being is telling me that this is what we've used to with the Milwaukee Brewers. They were 16-9 in June, 17-7 in July, and now they're 6-0 in their first 6 games in August. They've blown teams out. They have scored at will. They acquired Andrew Vaughn, who has exploded onto the scene. They have a bunch of utility players who are big game hitters. And they just got Brandon Woodruff back, who is pitching excellently early. Every fiber of my being is still telling me that this is a classic Brewer team. I am selling. I am not buying what the Brewers are doing, despite them being 25 games over 500. And that is, they're 70-44. Just to me, they're better than they usually are. But who are number one? You're going to get Freddie Peralta, who's a pretty good postseason player. They have pitching, but who is going to be their big game hitter? Really? Do they have a big A? Are you going to rely on Chourio for that? Jackson Chourio, who's a 20-year-old? Who is going to be that big game player? The fact that you don't have an answer, or I don't have an answer immediately, makes me a little nervous. And it's also this might be a classic case of a team. And, I can't say they're peaking at the right time because they've done this for 2.5 months. But are they peaking at the wrong time? They didn't make drastic moves at the deadline. They probably needed more offense, and they didn't. And they're sort of relying on this. It's you know why I don't buy it? Because it's a little Oakland A's coded. It's a little Athletics coded.
I was thinking Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah, it's a little coded like the team that can assemble the island of misfit toys and make a run out of it. That is sort of how that feels. Tampa Bay Rays-esque. Not only because, and maybe I just view that because they are a smaller market, but they're consistently good. But playing this well this early, I have a hard time seeing them keep that up. I do. Good, and the thing is, if you check their advanced stats, they're good at pitching, they're good at hitting, they're good in the bullpen. They're good. They're not great. They're not bad. They're good. They're consistent. Their 1 through 9 is good. Nobody is great. That, to me, I don't think is the recipe of a run of a very, very good postseason team. But we all know October baseball is all about getting hot at the right time. Dare I say maybe the Brewers are getting hot a little too early. That was our Safe Bound Get Around with Damian Perez. Big thanks for him piloting the ship. Colin Russo, we got to get into the happy hour with Christina Costanza on the flip side. Stick around for it. Second hour of Theoretically Speaking coming up right after this on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
They were right. It could have waited. I can't believe it happened to me. Reaching to check my phone. Now my family has to hear that I'm never coming home again.
Officer?
I'm so sorry. I have some very sad news to share with you.
Every day, 9 people on Florida roadways don't make it home. I was one of the people that didn't make it home.
Ride with Do Not Disturb. Every trip, every time. Let's get everyone home safely. A message from Florida Department of Transportation, Target Zero. For more information, visit targetzerofl.com.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast, professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit signoramawpb.com.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
What if every use of your debit card turns spare change into something meaningful, like growing your savings and supporting local community causes? With Flagler Credit Union's Impact Checking with Everyday Change, your spare change can have big impact. Each transaction can be rounded up to grow your savings and support nonprofits that provide meals, shelter, and essential services locally. Make an impact in your life and in your community. Open your Impact Checking account today. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
Elevate your drive with the new 2026 Range Rover Velar P250S, where sleek design meets powerful performance. Lease it today for just $749 a month for 36 months, with $6,995 due at signing. This is your chance to command the road in signature Range Rover style. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and make sophistication yours. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Lamar Jackson, Devin Singletary, Kyer Elam. These are just some of the players that have graced the top 63 list. Who will be next? Find out Saturday, August 9th at the 2025 Top 63 Awards, presented by HSS Florida. We're counting down the top 63 athletes in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast and recognizing the top 20 flag football stars. Watch it live on ESPN West Palm's YouTube starting at 7 p.m. The Top 63 Awards are also presented by Sinorama West Palm Beach, Duffy Sports Grill, and Land Rover Palm Beach.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
No Theo Dorsey or Christian Cat. It's Colin Russo and Damian Perez filling in for Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 1063. We're streaming live. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X at ESPN West Palm. Also, if you missed any of the program, go listen back on podcast format. Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, all those great places. Just look up Theoretically Speaking. Welcoming in Christina Costanza for the Tina Happy Hour. Good morning. Good afternoon, Tina. How are you? What's going on?
I'm doing great, Colin. How are you?
What are you drinking today? What's your cocktail?
So whenever I'm a little stuck on a cocktail of the day, I always go and look at, like, what's the national day today? So I looked at National Day of August 7th. And first it was National IPA Day. And I was
Which are disgusting, by the way.
Really? I like IPAs. Like, I'm having IPA.
Anybody who says they like IPAs is just lying to you because they want to say they like IPAs. And so
I'm
that's
not
what I think
lying.
you're doing.
You witnessed at a baseball game when we did a team outing that I had IPAs that night.
People just do that for attention.
No, I was not doing it for attention. I like them.
There's nothing good about them.
They are good.
It tastes like seawater.
The beer that you like is $2, maybe not even, and
the
it
best
tastes
tasting
like
beer
bathwater.
is the less amount of money you spend. The cheaper the beer, the better it tastes.
I don't agree with that at all. So I'll give you two, actually. So my IPA, I went with the Kona Big Wave. I like Konas.
That's not an IPA.
Yes,
Isn't that
it
a
is.
beer?
I confirmed that with someone in the office.
Okay.
And another national day, which they just give national days to anything, it's National Lighthouse Day. So I found a cocktail that was the Lighthouse Sunset Cocktail. And it is sour mix, orange juice, mango or pineapple flavored vodka, and grenadine.
What was the first part?
Sour mix.
Sour mix?
Yeah.
Is
Sour
that
mix is what's usually in margaritas as well. I would do tequila with this instead of vodka.
I wouldn't order this. I don't think.
It sounds like a headache.
Making this at home?
You could, if you want.
There's too many ingredients. See, here's
Too
the thing.
many, it was 4.
Here's the thing about cocktails. People have to complicate it. Water and just put a little tequila in it.
Yeah, tequila waters with a lime, perfect.
Good to go.
Yeah.
Easy.
Works
You can
for
make
me.
those at all. Yeah, all right, I'm glad we're on the same page here. I think people like to overcomplicate cocktails, similar to what that concoction was.
But like at-home margaritas are way better.
You could get a margarita mix at Walmart.
No, that's terrible. That's not the way to go.
You could get a margarita mix and it has
You don't
alcohol
get-
infused in
you
it.
don't do
You could save yourself every step.
You don't do margarita mix, period. You make it yourself
Why?
because it tastes even better. Like, I swear that margaritas at home taste way better because I squeeze my limes. Like, I get a lime, I cut it in half, I have a little lime squeezer.
How about you get limes? You could get limes alternatively and squeeze it into the margarita mix.
I know, yes, like doing it that way is way better when you're making an at-home margarita.
No, I'm saying just get the margarita mix
No,
and then just squeeze a
no.
lime into it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You're saving yourself
Have
100
you-
steps.
Have you ever made a cocktail at home?
No.
So you don't know the difference. You
No,
want
I
the
know.
easy route of just getting the
I've
mix.
I've had margaritas in a restaurant where they make it, and I've had margaritas homemade when they just have the mix and you put some alcohol in it, or better better off if there's alcohol already in it. And you know what?
And you probably have a massive headache the next day.
You're gonna have a headache regardless.
No.
If you're drinking a margarita, make your peace with the fact that you're gonna have a headache.
No,
Number one, and number two, if it's the easier, we're talking about path of least resistance. Making a cocktail and getting the raw ingredients. What do you?
You're the worst person to talk about cocktails
do you
and
get
alcohol
the pineapple
with.
as well, and then slice it up, and then blend it, and then try to extract the juice? Do you do that as well? I mean,
I don't do that, but I would do that if I was making some sort of probably pineapple mixture of a cocktail.
That's just a waste of time, no?
You're the worst person to talk about this with because, again, you get 50 cents alcohol, beer, and then you don't even make cocktails at home, or you buy the mix already made where it's disgusting and 100 grams of sugar.
Or don't margaritas generally have sugar in it?
They do, but I'm saying when you make
So
it.
what are you talking about?
The pre-made stuff isn't as good as when you use like all the ingredients. Like you squeeze your limes, you have tequila.
What are the ingredients? I don't even know.
Agave, lime juice, tequila.
Who's gonna do that?
Me.
That's entirely too much effort.
Me. It makes it so much better.
I don't know. I could have without that, really. I mean, let's think about this for a second. I could be done with my cocktail and probably be on my third by the time we even got to step 2 of putting together that concoction.
I'll give you that. You're probably right.
You gotta understand when you're making that cocktail, you gotta decide that you want the cocktail 45 minutes before you could drink it.
So what?
Where's the fun in that?
It's fun making it. And then it's way more delicious and enjoyable than what you're making.
Do you make multiple servings?
Yes.
How many servings is in one concoction?
I don't know, kind of just depends. I'm probably making I'm
you
making it every single time I'm drinking it. So every time I'm pouring myself a glass, I'm making a new one. Like with all the ingredients.
Okay,
like
so
I'm
let
not
me get this
making
straight.
I'm not making a pitcher
So let me
of margaritas.
So let me get the hold on. That's what I would do. Let me get this straight. If you're making a margarita, you're going to make one glass of it, and you're going to do all those steps to make one glass.
It's probably like a glass and a half, yeah.
A glass and a half
It's
of
delicious.
margarita.
It's so worth it.
Hold on. Like, say this out loud. I'm going to spend an hour.
I'm not spending an hour.
What, it takes you 25 minutes?
No, it takes me 5 minutes.
It does not take you 5
Yes,
minutes.
it does.
It does not take you. The time and effort, it's a day's process.
Your inexperience in making cocktails.
It's a day's process.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. You have to go to the store. You have to get whatever the hell you have to get. You probably have to go to a farm and pick up the juice. I mean, geez, it's unbelievable. You probably go to the tequila refinery and pick up the rawest tequila you can find. This is days in advance. You have to decide that you want to drink a margarita, and then you put one together.
It's not days. But
Whereas I can go to Costco, get the gallon version of the margarita mix, throw it in a cup, put some lime in there to add a little spruce to it, and then if it's alcoholic, great, drink up. Or if it's
and you
not,
probably need to have 8 of those for you to even feel a buzz. When I'm feeling a nice buzz after my one that I made.
Counterpoint, checkmate. I have an extra thing of tequila that I got right next to the Marg mix because that's where they store it at the store.
Okay.
So I get placed right here. Look 3 spots to the right. I get my tequila, and then you put the tequila on top of it, and then there's your little kick, and then you're good to go.
It's probably disgusting.
Is that the
You
only?
don't
Is that the only
understand.
drink you can make?
It's only really the one that I've wanted to make at home. Some are very complicated. I would love to make an espresso martini at home, but that would take me a while.
What's in an espresso martini?
It's usually just tequila and espresso.
That would take you a long
I think
time.
so. I don't know. Yeah.
Do you have an espresso machine?
No.
How do you make espresso from scratch without an
an
espresso machine?
I make a coffee every morning, and I have like espresso powder, and all I do is add hot water to it, like 2 ounces of water, and then there's espresso right there. So I could just do that.
That
yeah.
seems like 50,
this actually
50
seems-
times easier than making a margarita.
As we're talking about it, it actually seems very easy and way less time.
Wow.
But I don't know. I go places. I'd rather go to happy hours or restaurants and have them make it because they're going to make it way better than me.
Well, that I agree with, but making a cocktail at home, come on.
You do know, though, when you go out to, well, maybe not you because you get your 50 cents beer, but you notice a difference of when a restaurant or a bar has like pre-made cocktails and then ones that they like
What do you
don't
mean
pre-make.
you can tell? How
You
can
notice
you tell?
the difference. You don't taste the
Notice
alcohol
what?
at all.
Oh, if
You-
it's a light pour?
No, if it's like they already have like pre-made mix, like they might have like a pre-made margarita that they just have like in a big gallon and they just, flip the lid and give you your 8 ounces of it and then put some ice in it and then give it to you. You totally taste the difference of restaurants and bars that have like pre-made
But it doesn't have
alcohol cocktails
No,
than
but
like
it's not
making
about the
it from
alcoholic
scratch.
concentration in it, no?
I
It's
think
not-
so.
It's not about, no, because think about it. They usually have it in front of you. And then,
Not
or-
always. What if you're sitting at a table? You're not at the bar. You don't see it.
Right, that's just a light pour because they're making the mix. Even if they have the mix pre-made, they're putting the alcohol in it.
Maybe, maybe not.
I
You
don't
can
know.
tell the difference.
What? It's just not as rich?
Yeah, it's not as good, and you don't taste the alcohol usually.
I don't know. I mean, there's just too much work. This is too much work. Even just talking about it, I'm exhausted. Just I never want to make a margarita ever.
Okay, well, you don't have to. You can stick with your beer and your pre-made mixes.
What is it called? Rumplemans?
I've never had a Rumplemint shot.
Rumplemans and a little water on the side, and you're good to go.
Okay, I heard Rumplemints taste like toothpaste.
It does. It's a
Okay.
breath mint.
Okay, that doesn't sound too bad.
It's not. It's got a terrible reputation, but it's much better than that.
I stick with my tequila shots, and I'm usually fine.
Rumplemans. I would give it a rip.
Mm.
And I'd make a cocktail if it contained Rumplemans. I don't know what they do with Rumplemans in terms of cocktails, but that's the one I would.
I'm sure we can find one. Maybe the next time you host, I'll find a Rumplemint cocktail for you, and you should try to make it at home.
Say yours again, the cocktail you just had?
It's the Lighthouse Sunset, and it's sour mix, orange juice, mango, or pineapple flavored vodka, and grenadine.
If somebody was at a bar and said, "Can I get the Lighthouse Sunset?" and they had to explain that to the bar, because any bartender would be like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And then you have to explain that, and I would be annoyed for the bartender.
It's not that complicated.
I would say this person needs to leave.
Have you heard Cat's like coffee orders and drink orders that he has? Like just with like sodas? Those are 18 ingredients
What do you
that he
mean with
asks them.
sodas? What do you mean?
He goes to Sonic and asks for like this crazy drink. Like he has specific amounts of like pumps and how many things you put in. It's insane. You'd be annoyed probably if you were with Cat.
I would be annoyed by that.
Yeah.
Why are you getting that drink? There's too much in that, and you are making the server or the person making this drink, you're making their life worse by asking for this.
Well, some coffee places, probably like a big chain one, like
Well-
some of their orders are insane.
But those things are made for efficiency. I've seen the Dunkin' Donuts ones and like somebody making it, and they just have this giant cup that is way too big to have a coffee order in. And they put about, 1.5 pounds of sugar, and then they put 1.5 pounds of caramel, and they spruce the top with it with a little coffee, and that's it. And then they just shake it up, and usually the sugar's still at the bottom. That's what Christian orders?
Yeah, Christian orders like so many sugars and creams, like 15 creams. He has a specific
That's
order.
disgusting.
But no.
That's disgusting. Get a water.
A different, yes, he needs water.
Drink a Dasani.
But some chain coffee places, like they'll be like, oh, I want dairy-free cold foam, and I want this many pumps of vanilla bean flavoring, and then I want
People
this
like
type
that
of
are the worst. People like that are the worst.
Are they?
Are you like that?
No, I usually just go with their like signature drinks, and I only like change my milk options, and that's it. I usually
So you only change the milk option.
Yeah, and that's not too bad.
That's not too bad.
No.
But people, when they go to a coffee shop and they order, let me get the 3 pumps of sugar and then add a little extra cream and then, shake it up, then blend it again, then, put it through a filter and then do all that. When they put the too many steps in there, I dislike them immediately.
Okay.
I dislike them immediately. Why are you wasting everybody's time? That's what it is. You're wasting everybody's hard-earned time. We're trying to enjoy ourselves. I'm trying to get a water and maybe a donut at Dunkin' Donuts. I don't need you to order, the atom bomb of drinks and have them try to construct it behind the bar. I don't need that. Nobody else needs.
Teach their own.
And I'm never gonna make. The thing is, the first cocktail I ever make in the comfort of my own home, will be a tequila and a glass of water.
Okay. Super simple.
How are you today? Other than that, you good?
I'm doing great.
You go to F45 today?
I did not go today. I actually took the day off from F45. I've gone just about I went Saturday all through yesterday, so 5 days in a row. And I love it, though. I have to take some days off. You have to listen to your body and take rest days. F45, Palm Beach Gardens, 45-minute workout. You're in, you're out. F45 West Palm Beach. Tomorrow, Russo and Rizzo will be live there from 4 to 6 for their Run Club relaunch. It's about 2 to 4 mile runs. There also is going to be walkers. You don't have to be an F45 member to attend the Run Club. You can come and just enjoy yourself. It is going to be about, again, 2 miles to 4 miles. You can walk, you can run, beginner. It's free to anyone to attend. F45 West Palm Beach, Russo and Rizzo live there from 4 to 6. And if you can't make it tomorrow, check out an F45 class near you. Go to f45training.com.
Christina Costanza, Damian Perez, Colin Russo, Damian Perez. Have you ever made a cocktail in the comfort of your own home?
Yeah, I have, of course.
What do you make?
Honestly, I'll keep it simple. I'm like you. Just like a simple, I don't know, like a Coke and a rum.
Yeah.
That's I don't really put too much. I drink coffee black, so I don't have that need for like, sugar or anything sweet. Whatever is simple and effective is what I'll do.
It's an excellent, outstanding even concoction that you could put together.
What?
You get a red Solo cup and you put Fireball. You ever had Fireball?
Yep.
The
That's
cinnamon,
a shot I'll have.
The cinnamon whiskey, or I think it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you put Fireball in it and you put apple cider.
Wow.
Thank me later.
That's
What
a
is that
literal
supposed to
fireball.
do?
What do you mean what it's supposed to do?
Like, is that like a weight loss hack?
What is it, a weight loss
I don't know.
hack?
Like, why apple cider?
I don't know.
Those are two very strong flavors
Yeah.
too. Like you have cinnamon and like a vinegar taste.
Are you intrigued?
No.
A bit.
You're not intrigued by that?
No.
I'm telling you, it's great. It's great. That's even one that I've done, and I made an effort to. This is awesome.
Okay.
Apple cider and cinnamon, the cinnamon Fireball. Thank me later.
Okay.
We'll take a timeout. It's Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
The St. Lucie Mets are in the home stretch, and you don't want to miss it. August brings 15 home games to Clover Park, packed with fireworks and fan favorites like $2 beer, hot dogs, soda, and popcorn on select nights. It's affordable, family-friendly fun on the Treasure Coast. And in September, playoff baseball comes to Port St. Lucie. Catch the future stars of the big leagues now. Every game is a new memory waiting to happen. Get tickets and more info at stluciemets.com.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
No Theo Dorsey, Colin Russo filling in alongside Damian Perez and Christina Costanza. It's the Tina Happy Hour right now on ESPN 106.3, theoretically speaking. Of course, streaming live YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X at ESPN West Palm. Is joint pain affecting your quality of life? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery, as well as new less invasive treatments with the goal of returning you to doing what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care have offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Christina, do you like pickleball?
I do like pickleball.
Why?
It's just a fun game you can play with your friends. There's so many pickleball courts that you don't have to like rent a court. You can do it like whenever you want. And it's fun. Like you can play. I used to play way more often. I didn't know the rules and I was just playing for fun.
That's the problem. You could play and not know the rules.
The rules are kind of confusing. I know you can't go in the kitchen. I know that part. And that's like the only part I know.
What is that?
It's this front square.
They call it the kitchen.
Yes, it's like by the net. Your feet can't go into the kitchen.
I think
the points like confuse me, like who serves and then like whose ball it is. Like I just want to hit it back and forth.
Does it not just seem like a dumbed down version of tennis that it minus the physical actual usage or the physical intensity? Yeah.
Maybe a little bit, but I don't think it's still fun. I have 8 paddles in my car right now. That's ready to go.
Why do you need more than one?
Well, one I got one as a Christmas gift probably 2 years ago from my parents. Actually, I have 6, not 8.
And you drove it back and you never took it out of your car.
And then I had them still. And then I was like, oh, well, I want to play with more. I was playing with people who didn't have pickleball paddles. And so then I went on Amazon and found 4 super cute paddles. And so I ordered 4 more. And I'm like, I got 6 to go whenever I need.
4 super cute paddles for who?
For me and my friends.
But you can have your own cute paddle, and you don't have to get anybody else's paddle, right?
No, I don't have to. But friends I was playing with didn't have their own. And so I didn't have to worry about it. I
But
have
you
paddles and balls for everyone.
But here's the thing: you didn't have the paddles either, so you bought them for everybody, so you could kind of just play on the move.
Well, I ended up playing, like I had 2 always. And funny, me and Dean Thomas used to play weekly. Just me and him. I would rather play just like 2 people than it be 4 people. So him and I were playing together all the time. And then we had other people who wanted to join us. And I'm like, well, my paddles that I got for Christmas, sorry, Mom and Dad, were really ugly. And so then
Here's the thing: this is what we're worried about. The appeal, the aesthetic, more than the actual game.
Well, yeah, I wanted cute paddles. So I went on Amazon and I found a 4-pack that had 4 different color cute paddles that I could add to the 2 that I already had. And I got 4 more.
I think people take pickleball way too seriously. It's exploding across the nation. Fine.
I feel like you're a year and a half late, Colin. It was exploding like a year ago.
All right. Here's the bottom line. I think it's taken way too seriously in society. It's taken way too seriously as a pastime. It is taken way too seriously as an athletic endeavor, in my opinion. Do you not see the point in that?
I don't agree with you.
Damien, are you a pickleball fan?
So I do like pickleball, and that's what I like about it, how laid back it is.
Right, but then there's the people that take it seriously like it's a professional sport.
Well, that's where I will draw the line. I wouldn't say it's a sport. I think it's more of a hobby. Is that going to offend some people?
It's similar to a hobby. It's like it's like hopscotch. You know?
Yes.
I don't know if
you go out.
I mean, it's
a
little bit more intense than hopscotch.
You go out the neighborhood and you draw.
You can draw
squares.
hopscotch outside our office right now. You can't draw a pickleball court.
Hold on. If only we had 8 paddles in somebody's trunk and a ball.
A net?
You could a makeshift net, no problem. You could play pickleball anywhere. You could play it in a church. You could play in a library. If you could do that, you could bring a football anywhere, I guess. But the point is, I think pickleball. The fact it's very portable. If you want to talk about you need the court, you don't need the court. You need hard ground. But it's similar to like Foursquare. You ever play that growing up? It's like that.
All the time, but it's not
it's
like
a great game. Foursquare is a great game.
Great game. Great hobby. I wouldn't, I'm not going to pay money to watch a league of it, but I will enjoy it. That is what pickleball is to me.
I agree. I don't think it's it's a sport where you can, like, if you're seriously into it, consider yourself a dominant athlete.
I know a professional pickleball player.
How is it what do you mean? You know, a professional? I know there's leagues, but like.
She plays professional pickleball.
She play every day?
Probably.
Does she have I guess it doesn't matter. There's probably no money in it, right?
What would a tennis player say about, like, a professional pickleball athlete?
A tennis player probably despises pickleball.
That's kind of where I'm going.
They would despise pickleball. Because it's kind of a mockery. Tennis is a really hard sport to get good at.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying people need to play tennis, but I guess you make it more accessible. It's like it's what a mini golf course is to golf. That's what pickleball is.
That's a perfect comparison.
It's what a mini golf course is. You love playing mini golf, great. There's no leagues of it. Hello?
I don't know. Like, I think it's a sport. I will say, like, some people take it really seriously. Like, one time me and Dean were playing just for fun.
Have you ever been kicked off by, like, oh, we got a league right now? Sorry, you can't play.
We've been kicked off before because we didn't reserve a court and we didn't know we had to.
All right, well, that's different.
But one time, me and Dean Thomas were playing pickleball, and this mom and son were totally watching us and seeing that we sucked, and we were just having fun doing it. And they made it seem like they were just there having fun. They didn't know how to play. They were like, oh, let's play against each other. I mean, me and Dean are like, cool, okay, let's play. We got
hustled?
We got hustled so bad.
Did they ask you to put money on it?
No, but they were laughing at us. Like, we don't ever play doubles. We always just played singles. And again, it was just for us to, like, get exercise in, have fun, and hang out. And this mom and son, he then starts going off. The son's like plays like tennis in high school and travels.
Hold on, this is a fully grown male you're talking
No,
about.
this is a high school kid who plays tennis in high school, and he plays like outside of school as well. And then his mom, who was also very well at pickleball. And they saw us probably just being terrible at it. And we're like, oh, let's go play them and basically just hustle them.
That's the problem with pickleball. People like that, people who take it too seriously, it's gotten off its hinges. It's got to understand where it's at.
Have you ever played?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was with you when I played.
Oh, yeah. I yelled at you a lot that day.
Right. I had to find time. I had to find time similar to me having a good time at a mini golf course, playing Foursquare, playing hopscotch in the street. That's the type of fun I had. And we were in this, giant facility. But I mean, I'm sitting there, there's leagues, there's money in it. People are taking it too seriously. You get the mom and the son who are trying to hustle people. It's like pool. You play casually. That's what pickleball is.
But pool, you could play professionally.
But it's a casual game. You can play anything professionally. Like darts is professional. Darts is not, it's a casual game, right?
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I know it's a bar game, but the thing about pickleball is I think people have given it the wrong idea that it's supposed to be more serious than it actually is.
So
it's meant as a non-physical pastime that's similar to paddle sport. It's the least active paddle sport that people can play, and you don't have to be active or fit in order to
play
be able to do
pickleball?
it. Yeah, you don't.
Yeah,
have to.
you do.
No, you do
You
not.
need to. Yeah, I break a sweat. Like I get extremely exhausted from pickleball.
Yes, you can move around and play. You could play pickleball without moving your feet. Yes, capably. Yes, you can.
I don't think
I think
so.
what Colin's trying to say is you can play pickleball without training for an entire week in anticipation.
Well, yeah, that's like I think that's what's great about pickleball is you don't have to know the rules. You can just like go pick up and play. Like we could go play right now. People novice, we can go play right now.
And we could also draw
But
some
there's-
squares in the road
but there's
and
people-
start hopping in and out of them.
No,
too.
we would go to a court and play pickleball. But there's people who are way better than us that we couldn't get a point on them because they can play very well and they know the rules and they know how to hit it.
It's mini golf.
It's okay.
It's mini golf.
So would you be opposed to pickleball being an Olympic sport, for example?
Is it not already? I don't think it is. I think you're right. But like the thing is, fencing is an Olympic sport. Breakdancing is an Olympic sport. They're just making up reasons to hand out gold medals. I can't say pickleball would be the worst of the bunch to be added to that fold because I've already seen what breakdancing looks like.
I don't think breakdancing is coming back. Or I mean, after the backlash it received.
I think all press is good press with that
That's true.
godforsaken
Very true.
breakdance. That was, it was the girl from New Zealand, I think, who won?
Australia.
I think that's coming back. I would bring it. If I ran the Olympics, I'd bring that back. That's good publicity. But you're right. But like weightlifting, stuff that's like pastime hobbies, they're all viewed as Olympic sports. I can't necessarily draw the line on whether it's an Olympic sport or not. I understand the point, but I mean, I was just thinking about the other day because especially down here in South Florida, pickleball is huge, huge. It's a hobby. It's not a sport. It's a hobby. Mini golf is a hobby. It's not a sport. Darts is a hobby.
It's definitely considered a sport.
They got that one guy.
It's in the Olympics too, so I feel like
Darts
if it's
in the Olympics? I think it is, actually.
Yeah.
Because they got that one kid, the Luke kid, who's dominant. But other than that, I'm not under the impression. I think it just gets the wrong impression. I think people get the wrong impression of what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a hobby. It's not supposed to be. It's not a substitute. It's supposed to be a hobby. If you can't play tennis, you play pickleball. If you can't play even padel, which is a huge sport now, which does take a little bit more movement. It's a little bit more fast. Have you played padel before?
That's the one with the weird shaped ball in the wall.
It's more of like a tennis ball-ish,
Yeah.
but yeah, you hit it a little harder. You get the wall you can hit
Right.
it off of. Yes. But even padel, a little bit more physical exertion. And golf is not a physically exerting sport. I understand that. But the fact that it's such a numbed down version of what, a racket sport like tennis or something like that is, that's why I don't like it.
What did pickleball do? Like, why are you hating on pickleball today?
Because I've seen a lot of people this summer specifically, whether it be here in South Florida or even when I was in my time in the Northeast for the periods this summer.
All of July?
Nope. A couple weekends. And it's like there's an arrogance to it. There's an arrogance to it, similar to how this mother and son treated you and Dean Thomas. There's an arrogance attached to being whether you're good at pickleball or whether that's your thing. Cycling has the similar thing. People ride bikes. There's an arrogance attached to it. Therefore, I dislike it.
That's hard though. Cycling is a challenge. That's mental and physical. I think athleticism.
Now, so since you ride bikes often, Colin, when I was in my marathon training, I was yelled at a biker, I think, every time that I went for a run because I would run along the beach, like on the sidewalk, but I would run in the bike lane because my shins would hurt if I ran on the sidewalk. And I also was just like dodging people left and right on the sidewalk. It wasn't big enough. And I was like, okay, I'm running at 5:30 in the morning until like maybe it depends like how long I was running, the distance. I would get yelled
Yeah,
and
that's like a war crime for them.
I would get yelled at and cursed at by so many bikers. And I would be mindful, like if I heard them behind me, I would move over, I would get out of the way. They would still yell at me all the time. Like, they were so mean to me and my friends.
Very protective of the bike lane. They are. They're very protective.
But then I'm like, if I would run too, I'd be like, okay, like let me run the opposite of traffic so I see them, they'd yell at me still. I'm like, I at least am watching you and getting out of the way. Like, even if it was just I was in the bike lane, they hated me.
There's an arrogance attached to it. I bike and they pass me in the bike lane and there's still that cursing under their breath that you just dealt with.
Because you're slow?
I'm not as fast as them, and I don't have a $30,000 bike underneath me. And I'm not as good at it as they are, and I don't like it.
Yeah, bikers aren't that nice. I have not had a good experience with the biker.
No.
To that point, I feel like a lot of them feel like they have the priority to a car at times.
But that's how bikes are treated in the road. Like, you got to yield like a car does. You got to stop at stoplights like a car does.
I don't think they should be on the road. Like, I don't know how much I agree with the bike lanes, to be honest. I feel like that's just...
Well, the bike lanes is a substitute for them being on the road.
But it's on the road.
Well, yeah, but like
you have the
it's
road.
Where are they going to be? On the sidewalk?
I don't know. It's a tough line. But I just feel like sometimes it's a recipe for disaster.
Have you seen the videos of these cyclists who get in accidents?
Yeah.
And you can see how avoidable
And
they get.
it's always a horrible accident.
And it's mostly very avoidable because either these guys are like running into cars in the bike lane or something like that where they easily could just slow down, get off the bike. But the thing about cyclists is usually they're clipped in and they don't want to get off the bike. They don't want to stop the bike. They want to keep it rolling. And to that point, there's a sense of arrogance attached to, I'm not stopping. I'm in my lane. You're lucky you didn't get run over because it would have been your fault had they ran into you from behind, Tina, when you were running on the bike lane, and they would have made it all about you. And then as in a crash situation or something like that.
Yeah. I was always running with a friend and we wouldn't have headphones in. So they would be very loud that they were behind us and we would get out of the way. But they would then curse at us, yell at us as they were passing.
Christina Costanza has a scar on her
abdomen.
And she has a bad story for it that is not interesting to people when they ask about it.
No.
And it happened to her over the weekend. And so we need to come up with a substitute for what it's going to be. We'll do that on the flip side as we close out the program. It's Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit signoramawpb.com.
It's heating up fast in Palm Beach County. Hey, it's Colin, and if your AC isn't ready for the Florida heat, now is the time to call John C. Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Since 1960, John C. Cassidy has kept homes cool and comfortable. Don't wait for a breakdown. Upgrade your system today with great financing available. Be sure to ask about the Cassidy Care Program for year-round peace of mind. Cassidy is proud to support our local community, including the YMCA and the Palm Beach Gardens Youth Athletic Association. Stay cool. Stay prepared with Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Visit CassidyAC.com.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $889 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
What if every use of your debit card turns spare change into something meaningful, like growing your savings and supporting local community causes? With Flagler Credit Union's Impact Checking with Everyday Change, your spare change can have big impact. Each transaction can be rounded up to grow your savings and support nonprofits that provide meals, shelter, and essential services locally. Make an impact in your life and in your community. Open your Impact checking account today. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Colin Russo filling in for Theo Dorsey and Christian Cat on Theoretically Speaking, ESPN 106.3 with Damian Perez behind the glass, Christina Costanza across from me in the Tina Happy Hour on a beautiful, what is it, the 7th of August, Thursday edition, 2025. Christina Costanza had a great golden opportunity today to improve our program and give us a little fun opportunity on air to try smelling salts for the first time. I've already tried them, but Damien, our producer behind the glass, has not tried them, and Christina herself has not tried them. Tina had let's just say she had ample opportunity to go to a place that had smelling salts available, and she did not do that. Out of what? Out of what? Judgment? I don't know. Was it frowned upon, and then you backed out. And you hurt the show. And I wanted to.
I was excited to try it. I was totally into it. I'm like, okay, like we're going to do this. This is going to be fun. And then I decided to ask for permission instead of forgiveness. And when I asked, I was told, you cannot do that. I'm like, why? Like, what's the harm in doing it? They're like, you can't do that. And then
they don't have an answer.
You still told me to call the place that I was going to go because we looked online of where we could get this.
Tough to acquire.
It is very tough.
That should be a sign in itself.
We tried door dashing it. You can't do that. And the place that I called that said it had online, when I called them, this woman answered. It took me about like 7 minutes just to get someone on the phone, which is very annoying. But I go, do you have these ammonia salts? And I read whatever the box had. She was like, no. She sounded so annoyed when I asked for these smelling salts.
They probably sold out after yesterday's news.
She's gotten a lot of calls like that today.
And I was like, okay, thanks, bye.
Wow.
But she didn't have it. So even if I went to the place that I had the opportunity.
You could have tried another store.
Okay, I have to work. I was gonna go down the street somewhere.
Do you want to try them or not? I mean, this is you're making your own bed here. I feel like if you wanted to make it happen, we could have made it happen.
I was talking about in the office about trying it, and someone was like, "Don't put it too close to your nose. You put it a little far away. It's gonna like knock you out if you do it closer."
Oh wow.
So yeah,
they're talking a little boogeyman of it. It's fine.
Okay, maybe one day if I can find it.
My only experience has been on Amazon. But I'm pretty sure you could get them like out and about. I'm not sure. But I would have loved to try it on air. But, Tina blew it.
The office was shocked that I've never tried it before. Like, you played sports growing up. I'm like, I have so much energy already. I don't need it.
But you also, like, people in fitness do it all the time. People, like,
Take some pre-workout.
Have you never seen them on, like, bench presses? People do that before they PR.
No.
And they're trying to, like, break a personal record. They will do smelling salts before because it juices them up for, like, the next 30 seconds, and it gives them that little extra push. You've never seen that before?
I wish I had that for my marathon. That would have been nice.
That's a 4-hour thing. I mean, you'd go through a whole packet.
Okay, it'd be like the last.
You'd be in the hospital.
It'd be like the last mile when I was hurting.
I don't know. Maybe that would work. Maybe you could do that to wake you up at the end.
Yeah.
I don't think that's safe during that type of environment. But
especially because you need. I feel like it's very respiratory, very aerobic.
It opens up but it opens up your sinuses.
NFL players were doing it.
Yeah.
They're running and tackling. Why couldn't I do it during a marathon?
But you're like in the middle of. They're not bringing it on the field with them. You're in the middle of it.
I know. I would have put in my little bag that I had attached to me, and and I'll be good.
Yeah, the thing I don't know. When you sniff it, it's like you have a knee-jerk reaction to get away from it.
It's like a recoil.
You're like, oh, and you kind of move it away because you cannot sniff it for long periods of time.
Okay.
It is like a split second, and then you have to get out.
Okay.
And if you do a continuous one,
It's like strain your neck while you're running.
your eyes start to water or something like that.
Okay.
But
Sorry I ruined the show.
yeah, you'll have to just imagine the fire. I don't
Okay.
know. It would have been fun though. But I am surprised the NFL were even considering it because you've never seen people do it before live and in person. Have you ever seen one before in action?
No. And if they were doing it, I probably was just oblivious to it.
Do you think the NFL, like, their intentions initially were to ban it, and then this whole uproar happened,
Maybe.
and they were kind of like, oh, no, wait, we didn't mean ban.
Maybe. I think it's more about the liability part with the concussions because they're probably going to get sued left and right, CTE, concussions, whatever it might be. And that probably just absolves them. Hey, we don't supply this. Like, the players can do whatever they want. It's a free country. It's not on a banned substance list because it's not an illegal product. That would be my thinking. But if you could get it on Amazon, it shouldn't be frowned upon in a corporate setting. I think it should be more normalized. I think Tina's our director of marketing here at ESPN West Palm. She's got a marketing budget. You want to get
items?
You want to get good idea. I didn't even think of that. But giveaways. You're
the
tossing
street
out
teams.
smellings. You want to get people riled up at a street team when ESPN West Palm's on the road.
Oh,
Toss
gosh.
out smelling salts. But I was gonna say is you have it like almost like you have like the candy canes in the little jar or Halloween candy. Put smelling salts in there, and see how fast they go. And you're worried
Like a social experiment.
and if you're worried about energy drink consumption, it will dive bomb. And then the smelling salt usage would just exponentially rise.
Okay.
I would make that trade. You talk about some of the energy drinks that people drink comparatively.
Well, that won't be going in my marketing budget. Sorry.
You're not going to do that?
No, I'm not going to do that.
You do have a scar on your abdomen. Why don't you tell Damien what you did with the explaining it that one time?
So
Wow. Not
I
great.
was at a pool party and I have a scar on my upper abdomen from getting skin cancer removed. And it's about like an inch and a half long. And this guy comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, what is that scar from?" And I'm like, "Oh, tell him." You could just see from his facial expression that he is so bored. He's like, "Oh, that's such a boring story." Like he thought it was going to be something crazy that happened to me, that maybe I was in an accident or some sort. And I'm like, "Nope, had to get skin cancer removed and that's why I have this scar." And after I saw his face, I'm like, I should just lie moving forward about what this scar is because it is like pretty present if I am in like a swimsuit or, maybe like a crop top or a sports bra, like when I work out. And so I'm like, I'm just going to lie moving forward about what this is, but I don't know what would be like not so obvious that it's not real.
You shielded a family during a bank robbery shootout.
No one
That's
would,
what I would go with.
No, I don't think
Very
that.
believable for being in Florida. Shark attack.
I said that.
No, I think shark attack is stupid. If she said that and somebody who knew what they were talking
Colin
about.
said that I got shot. He should I should tell people that I got shot.
It could have been a baby shark. I mean, I get where you were.
It's one like inch long wound. Sharks are not like coming.
They'll rip a part off.
No, they're getting a piece, or you see the chomp bite. There's no chomp there. How did you just get cut by one thing?
I have a friend who was bit by a shark, and he just has a long scar that's like a line on his leg.
That's just what he tells you.
No, I saw a video. He has a video
Oh,
of
never
it.
mind. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe he did. But he's got a line in his leg. Is it bigger than your scar?
Oh, way bigger. Because it's his like leg.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the thing got a hold of his leg.
Yeah.
A shark doesn't get a hold of your abdomen and just like, pinches you like at the doctor's office.
No.
What
I
you
know.
should do is to say that, I was in an airplane and, the airplane was going down, but the pilot needed help lifting it up and I accidentally cut my abdomen on the seat and
Do you hear what
but
you
I
just
saved
said?
I saved the airplane from going down.
Lightning strike.
Well,
That
I
doesn't
don't,
work.
I don't know.
That
about
doesn't work. That doesn't work. Damien, you gotta think of something that somebody will believe.
I'm thinking maybe it's like an ATV accident or something like that, like an accident. Like it's not going to be like, it can't be a shark.
Say a dirt bite accident because you used to be a polyathlete that does motorcycle events, when they drop up and down through rings of fire. So that used to be you.
The lie needs to be simple so I can remember it.
Well, if you're going to have a lie, you got to have a story attached. You can't say I got bit by a shark and leave it at that. The good news about having a, like something like that where you want to make up a story attached to it is you can kind of go any direct. You don't have to remember the story. You can kind of just go wherever the hell your mind goes because they're not going to fact check you.
That's true.
So I would say bank robbery shootout, you shielded a family and you got caught in the crossfire.
That would be all over the news, though.
Yeah.
Are you in the news?
When did
No,
this happen? No.
It got covered up.
It was
Say
a
that.
rural town, small town.
Say nobody heard about it, and they delete, and the newspaper that posted about it shut down forever.
Okay.
That's the way to do it. That's what I would go with. I would change it every time, but I feel like that's the thing is, if it's like an inch and a half long and it's like one little incision,
Yeah.
you got to come up with something that a stab wound. Did you get stabbed?
That could be something.
But what's a cool situation? In
I
which
don't
you
know.
would
See,
get
like, I
stabbed?
don't want to do it too, like, much.
Say you got into like a dagger fight in Thailand and you accidentally got clipped, but you ended up winning the tournament or something like that. And you're like, oh my God, tell me about that. It's like, sorry, there's no videos, no cameras.
Yeah.
I can't say anything else.
I don't remember anything from it.
No, you don't have to say I don't remember anything. But like, if you came up to me, or if I was the one who asked about that, or where'd you get that scar, and you said shark attack, I'd be like, no. Or if you said, the first question would be, if you said you got shot, would be, where's the exit wound? You know, if it goes through your abdomen, it's probably going through the other side. But then you say it was ricochet or crossfire.
Okay, you also told me to say that it's still in me.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then he said during the break, he goes, just say the bullet's still in
Yeah, they never
there."
got it out.
Never got-
They never got it out. That is a cooler story.
No.
I feel like you could get away with that. 'Cause at the very least, I think the guy would respect the fact that you're going with. It's like a black eye. If you ever have a black eye and you caught like a stray elbow during like a basketball game, that's no fun. But if you got a black eye and you said like there was an old lady getting mugged on the street and you had to fight off four
What a hero.
You look like the tough guy.
Yeah.
guys, you should see the other guys are all in the hospital. I've done that before, and I don't know if I don't think anybody believed me, but I'm gonna keep rolling with that.
Okay.
I said I saved an old lady from getting mugged, and I took down four guys, and they're like, oh my God, like, are the other guys okay? I'm like, no, but like, they caught a couple pieces, and I just had a singular black eye. No other wear and tear, just a singular black eye. Damian Prez, appreciate you keeping us up over the airwaves. Christina, appreciate you joining us as always for the Tina Happy Hour. Colin Russo signing off here on Theoretically Speaking. You can tune in right after this where you got myself and Mike Rizzo kicking off. Russo and Rizzo coming up right after this for the next 2 hours right here on ESPN 106.3.
Saturday, August 23rd at 6 p.m. is Baseball, Brews, and Boom at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium, presented by Southern